What's up,
There
Rosie?
he is, my
How are you,
man
my
Miguel Rojas.
man? It's a pleasure to see you today, on
I
Monday.
know. Well, first of all, I want to thank you very much because this is some breaking news. And because of the lockout, you're not going to hear much from ownership. They released a statement. We're not going to hear much from Derek Jeter. He released a statement. You're probably not going to hear much from the players, but you're a guy who really wants to connect with fans. So I do appreciate you joining us on this special edition of Baseball Today. First of all, how shocked were you on a scale of 1 to 10 when you found out that Derek Jeter was no longer with the team?
Oh, definitely. I gotta say, I was not short than 10. When you hear news like that in the middle of the day, when you've been locked out for so long now. I haven't been in contact with the organization since this happened a few months ago. And I mean, disappointed that I'm not gonna have Derek Jeter on my team anymore. When you have a relationship with a guy like him, and I remember the first thing that I remember was the things that he said when he came in 2018 and offer me and the boys a plan. That's one of the things that I always preach and I always talk about Derek and the organization because back then it was a plan, of building this organization from the bottom up. It wasn't a rebuild because we didn't have much in the minor league system that it can actually support us or make us better at the time that we need to compete for 162 games. But building an organization from the bottom up, it was a big plan, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy, and it was going to take a little bit of time, and he asked for patience. I remember that. And one of the things that I have to take away from all of this is the integrity of the man, integrity of Derek Jeter on and off the field, and being able to follow his heart and what he did as a player for such a long time. He's putting actually everything else aside, the business side of it, and having the opportunity to create something that he wanted to create, which was a winner in Miami. Clearly, I'm disappointed not having him anymore. But at the end of the day, I'm support his move and I support what he's doing for the players.
Okay, so he did release a statement where he praised the organization. He thanked everybody for the opportunity. He thanked the players. He thanked his family. He said all the right things. But the one line that stuck with me is that the vision for the future of this franchise is different than the one I signed up to lead. So now is the right time for me to step aside as a new season begins. What does that mean to you? Was there a feeling of, did something go wrong here?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We're not in these negotiations this long for nothing. Actually, you're seeing the players fighting for the rights of a better game, for a better game of baseball. And our system is haven't been working well the last 5 years, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of things that could get better. And one of the things that we're fighting for is to make this game competitive, and we need to find a balance. We need to find a balance where everybody's pulling for the same thing, which is winning baseball games and actually giving the fans what they need, which is a team on the field that is fighting to win every single game, not fighting for picks, draft picks or money on the lottery or international money if they don't accomplish whatever happens. And we understand not everybody's gonna win. Someone is gonna finish last, but that doesn't mean that you're not trying for the best. You're not putting the product on the field that everybody deserves. When you think about a player, you're going to the field every single day with the mentality of winning that game. How you gonna feel if you're not competing in a fair environment against other teams that are spending more money than you? So it's kind of hard to understand and you understand as a player a little bit of the business side of it, where you're playing for a minority team that is not a big club like other clubs. But at the end of the day, you want to be able to pursue the victory. And that's something that Derek Jeter always preached. When he got here, he said it wasn't going to be easy. He wasn't going to be just okay losing. And that's something that I got to say about Derek, that every conversation that we have throughout the 4 years, it was about finding the way to winning games, finding the way to get there, to actually make it to the playoffs. And we had a season where we finally was over 500, and we finally start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But there's things that you need to do to be continually good in the big leagues. You need to make a sacrifice, and it's not just the player; it's everybody. From the bottom up, everybody needs to be in line in order for an organization to win games and to be successful.
Miggy, I know that this might be tough for you to answer because you haven't been in contact with the team. Nobody from the team's allowed to talk to the players during the lockout. So since December 2nd, you've had no contact with the team. But Joel Sherman in the New York Post reported that Derek Jeter may have been promised a higher payroll. And once the lockout sunk its teeth into this situation, then Miami's ownership kind of changed course. Is it possible that Derek Jeter was said, hey, listen, you have the money to go sign an Avisail Garcia. You can trade for a Joey Wendell, but you can continue once the lockout is over. Is it possible that money is no longer there from ownership, and this is the reason that Derek Jeter's frustrated and is no longer a part of your organization?
Well, like you say, it's really tough for me to answer this because I haven't been in communication. But the only thing I can tell you is Derek Jeter was looking to win this year. And we all know that in order to be able to win, you need to put a better product on the field, which is whatever they were doing before the lockout start. They signed for a 5-year deal to our ace that I think is going to be in contention for a Cy Young winner at some point. It's going to be the ace of our rotation, and it's really nice to see something like that happening, because the only player who wasn't actually in a long-term deal was me, and I was in a 2-year deal, There was not commitment with any players in this organization to stay here for a long term. So that makes you think that, it's what is this? It's a foul trial? Are we going to go through another a painful 100-loss season? We didn't want that, and I didn't want to stay here in Miami for that, The only thing that I can tell you about that question is I don't know about the money situation. I don't know about like promises of a better payroll or anything like that. I just heard something that they say that this is the time to take the next step. It's our time to take the next step in this bill that they promised. They promised building the organization, and it was time. It was time to make the move to get a better, not just a better team, but a better quality of up and down the organization. And I don't know what happened, man. I'm surprised.
Are you sad?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, the first thing that I say, I'm not just sad, but disappointed that having Derek Jeter on your side is always a plus because not better shortstop that you can talk to in the everyday basis, in my personal opinion. But I know a lot of guys, starting with Jazz Chisholm, Isan Diaz, Avisail Garcia got great things to say, and I bet he communicated with Derek maybe a couple times when he signed and stuff like that. But after that, we've been locked out for a long time. We haven't been in touch for a long time now. But I'm surprised and disappointed.
You weren't allowed to talk to Derek Jeter during the lockout because he's an executive. He no longer is. Have you texted him?
Yeah, I did this morning. Saying thank you for everything that he did. Saying thank you for presenting an opportunity to me that I took with a lot of responsibility. And I wanted to be there, for this process, for this plan. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of questions myself, you asking me these questions right now, I'm trying my best to answer with my heart and with the feelings that I'm sharing right now. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of questions as well. There's some things that have to be communicated after all this thing is over, because we as a player, we need to be respected, and we need to be informed of what's going on. I know that not everything is going to be shared with the players, but at the end of the day, at least you want to know where you're going. And I text him right after the comments and the things that he said. And I just wanted to say thank you because he's making a leader move, Remember, he played for 20 years. He was part of this union for 20 years. He knows kind of what's going on at this moment with the players and MLB. And I mean, I don't know the reasons behind it completely. I try to talk with facts right here, but at the end of the day, you're just talking to a player and I'm expressing my feelings.
So did he get back to you?
Yeah, saying that I don't need to thank him. He was happy to watch me grow throughout the years, and he promised me that we're gonna talk in person. So
Great. Well, I'm happy to hear that. A couple of more questions, and I really appreciate your time, and I know the people that are listening to this appreciate it because it's not an easy day for your organization and baseball in general, which we will get to momentarily. There are some who will be critical of Derek Jeter. Some of his first moves were to trade an MVP in Giancarlo Stanton, to trade Christian Yelich, who turned into an MVP. And people will say, well, it just wasn't good enough. What do you say to those critics?
yeah, I feel like, I mean, when you come with a plan and you actually being through things in baseball, you need to understand that in baseball it's not such a thing that you have a plan that is gonna work. There's things in life that you're gonna failure. Sometimes, and we don't know where this plan can take us because the plan is on board. We have a deeper farm system in the minors. Mm-hmm. We made all those moves because we wasn't a complete team. The team wasn't winning. We didn't have a season over 500 with all of these names that you just mentioned. And we needed to have a change and have a build an organization that is deep from the bottom up. And I mean, for us, we see a lot of guys who came in trade. Marcelo Zuna was a trade that got us Sandy Alcantara. Mm-hmm. And on the other end, we got a couple really good players from Giancarlo Stanton. We got a Starlin Castro that played for us for 2 years, and he barely missed a game in 2 years. And actually, we have Jose Devers, that is a shortstop that can be the shortstop of the future in this organization, and he's still like 19 years old. We got to put it in perspective that it's not that we just give those players away. It's we got something back from those guys. And, I mean, at the end of the day, there are people who's going to agree and who's not going to agree to the move that he was making. But
I think there we go. Let me drop back out. Real quickly, I want to shift gears to what's going on with the lockout because you are the Marlins player rep. And once again, I understand there are some things you cannot tell us. We get that. There was a report out there that the negotiations today took kind of a different turn, that the league seems okay with missing the first month of the season as long as they win the negotiations. Is that the feeling amongst the players' representatives right now?
Well, the only thing that I can offer about that is the players don't want to miss games. We don't want to miss games. We want to play our regular season. We want to play 162 games and get paid for 162 games. Bottom line, we don't want to miss a month just because we want to win these negotiations. That's the only thing that I can say. And in another point, I can't really talk about what's going on today because I wasn't there today. I was there throughout the weekend, and I knew how was the room and the vibe over there. But it would be kind of not good for me to say that I felt something like that during the negotiations because that's something that you never think is possible because we both trying to get to where we want it, which is getting baseball back as soon as possible.
Are you sad right now based on where we are? I mean, you guys should be playing spring training games, or have you accepted because of your leadership role that it's just part of the business? Or is there a part of you where you're like, geez, I'm 33 years old. I want to be out there playing.
Yeah, I'm sad, but I'm not pressed. I wanna keep fighting for the best of this sport because I know there were. I think I talked to you about this in one of our episodes. I know guys who fought for me in the past to have all the things that I have right now. For my son to live in this house, I mean, it's not just my talent. It was David Concepcion have to miss paycheck when he was with the Reds, long time ago, in his second year, have to miss days just because he was strong with the union for me to have the benefits that I have right now. I wouldn't have the benefits that I have today if another player behind me or before me didn't fight for my rights. For me to be a free agent in 6 years, for me to have an opportunity to go to a arbitration hearing. So for me, it's easy to understand what we're going through, but my job doesn't stop there. Just for me to be comfortable where we are, is to tell all the guys, the young players, because they're gonna be wanting to play, right? But at the end of the day, everybody's together in this because we, as a player, we're trying to go to a better baseball that we can get. And that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for a competitive integrity of the game, and that's a big word for me throughout all this process. The integrity that you have to actually get something done.
To me, I understand what the players group is fighting for. I mean, everybody might be at different parts of their career. You've got Max Scherzer out there who's at the end and is making more than $40 million a year. And you have some young guys in there that are fighting for the players that are just arriving. But I understand the tact. I think the difficulty with the ownership is that they're not all fighting for the same thing, because you have the Dodgers and the Mets and the Yankees and teams like that who are willing to spend. And then you have teams like the Marlins, whose payroll is consistently under $70 million. And it's more beneficial for them to keep the salaries down. So I don't think that there's one common theme in the ownership room, and that's what's making this difficult. Do you think part of the reason Derek Jeter is no longer a CEO of the Marlins is because he wants to win so badly, and that's all he knew in 20 years in New York, and he didn't feel like he could get it done with the financial parameters in Miami?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know much about the business of the game because I haven't been in that area, and I'm actually know what I know because I'm getting around a lot of guys who's been in negotiations before, and I'm learning, and I'm just there listening and actually like giving my thoughts if someone asks me. But I'm not the one talking, I'm not the one saying, oh, this is what's going on with a small market club. All I can say about that is we have proposals in place that will address that. And fans can be sure that all we're trying to do is to make this game better. And in our eyes, competitive is the most thing that we're looking for. We're looking to address something that is really important for us, which is tanking. We don't want more teams tanking and trying to play to get a pick. We don't need teams trying to. If the player is good, he needs to be playing the big leagues. He doesn't need to be playing in AAA if the guy is the best player you have on your team. So we have proposals in place to address all of this. I mean, the other side probably not like it as the way as we're proposing, but nothing you can do about that. When you're determined that it's time for this change and you see the game going towards that direction, it's scary, man. You don't want to get in that situation anymore. I mean, I already passed all that, but imagine being me in my first year, knowing that a team have control of me the next 6 years, without me like hitting the market, my market value. That's I mean, if I hit 20 homers and I win a Gold Glove and I'm a good player and I go to the playoff and I win a World Series, I should be rewarded for that because I mean, nobody's gonna work for free.
Nobody. I ain't working for free either.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, there's a lot of debate about like millionaires against billionaires and all that. But I mean, everybody at the end of the day, have a family that has to feed, and you have a family that has to feed. Everybody needs to work for what they want to get. And if your value is something you want to get the free market.
Listen, man, I know you got a lot on your plate. I know you got a family to go take care of. I want you to go spend time with them right now. I really appreciate this. And I know that the people that are consuming the content today Appreciate your viewpoint on Derek Jeter stepping down as CEO of your team, the Miami Marlins, and also your role as a player union rep for the Marlins as we continue on now almost 3 months into this lockout, which I cannot believe that we have gotten to this point. I look forward to speaking with you next time on the Rose Rotation. I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be in the next couple of weeks. I always appreciate the conversation and your friendship, and we'll talk soon. How's that sound?
Thank you for the opportunity to express my feelings and my thoughts. And I mean, this is becoming my safe place to actually to talk to the fans. And like I'm trying my best, out there and trying to keep everybody informed and trying to keep the fans in the baseball side of things, because that's the last thing that we want. We don't want to miss our fans.
No, not at all. And that's why we've been so diligent here at John Boy Media to continue to bust out the content and continue with the interviews, because we want people to continue to feel the connection. Because at some point, this mess is going to go away, and we're going to have baseball on the diamond, and we want as many people to continue to love the sport as possible and not go away and not get turned off. And you're one of the reasons that that we've been successful around here, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate your friendship. And just hang in there, man. And by the way, I'm applying to be the CEO of the Marlins. I don't know if you heard about that.
Are you in the line?
Yeah.
I don't think John Boy and Jake will let you go.
Oh, no. They've allowed me to. And in addition to that, my first order of business is to rip up that deal and add an extra 0 to the end of it. You're welcome.
Oh, can't wait, Rosie.
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into this special edition of Baseball Today. I will see you on Tuesday as Trevor Plouffe is back from his trip in Cabo, I think. So we look forward to seeing you then. Everybody hang tight. Thanks for hanging out here on John Boy Media.
Yeah, boys.